All right, students, we're going to work on making the equation from the line. So two things I need when I do this is to find the y-intercept and the slope. So in this case, first thing I look for is the y-intercept, and I can see that is at -2. It's called the y-intercept because where it's intercepts the y-axis. So I'm looking where it does that, and it happens right there at -2. So I can start my equation, y equals something x, and it's going to be at -2. Now this guy right here I'm looking for is my slope. So I am going to find 2 points, and it could be any 2 points. So I can find this point here, and I could use this point here. And I want to try to find the rise to run. How much does it go up y, and how much does it go x? And sometimes the rise could go down too, so it could be negative. In this case, it's going to rise 2 and run 2. So I can see that my slope is rise 2, run 2, and 2 over 2 equals 1, so my slope is 1. Y equals 1x minus 2. Now to simplify this, I don't necessarily need the 1 there, so the simplest form of this equation is y equals x minus 2. Now you can pick any 2 points. I mean, if you want to use this point and you want to use this point, you'll still figure it out because it rises 1, 2, 3 and runs 1, 2, 3. 3 over 3 equals 1. So you can keep still finding the slope. Let's try another one. Again, we want to find the y-intercept, which is right here where it intercepts the y-axis, and that looks like that's at 1. So y equals the slope times x, and it's at positive 1. And now I'm going to go ahead and work on the slope, which is my rise to run. And I'm going to pick 2 points. So I'll go ahead and pick the y-intercept. And I'm looking for a point that hits the intersection. So right there, so I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3. And I run 1. And so my slope is 3. Again, I don't have to use that point. I can use this point here. And I could use this point here. So let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. It rises 6 and it runs 2, and that also equals 3. So my slope is 3, or it's also called the rate of change. Let's look at the next one. Here we go. All right. Notice this one. The y-intercept is 0. So y equals something x, and I'll just put down plus 0. I know some of you have been doing that. We're going to ultimately leave that off in our final equation, but I'll just leave it there for now. Let's go ahead and find the slope. Here's a point that works, and here's a point. So I'm looking for how much it rises. So it's going to rise 1, and I'm going to see how much it runs. It runs 2. So my slope is actually 1/2. I can just leave it just like that. So to simplify, this line would be y equals 1/2 x. And that would be my final equation. And what this tells me, when I look at this equation, I can see that it must go through the origin because the y-intercept is 0. I can see that it rises 1 and runs 2. And I can see that how it happens. I think that's the last one. Oh, goody, one more. Yippee! So y equals something x. Ooh, look at my y-intercept. It's all the way down here. So that's going to be at -5. So it's -5 to represent my y-intercept. And my slope, got to find 2 points. Oh, look it. Notice it's going down. So I know my slope is negative. Okay. And let's find 2 points. Here's a point. And where is another point? Like right. Well, this graph is kind of tricky. Here's one here. So let me try it. Okay, so I'm going to rise and run. Now notice my rise is actually going down because I'm like going downstairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm running 1, 2, 3. So my slope seems to be -5/3. It looks funky, but that could be my slope. So my final equation will be y equals -5/3 x minus 5. This being my slope, and that -5 being my y-intercept. Excellent. We'll do keep practicing this stuff. I'm going to go shave a panda, because why not?